gentlemen. Welcome to a late night walking with J.Beau. Kind of late at night right now. It's 11 o'clock when I'm starting the walk. And you will notice on the side of the road, or sides of the road, there are trash cans. I'm only going to pick up pew-pew jugs that will be good for shooting. I'm not going to pick up every damn thing I find. But sometimes we find some really nice large containers to shoot at the range. The other thing I'm doing tonight, something I don't do too often. I have the camera setting to 4K, but I'm not going to rip the video in 4K. If it was some kind of special event, I would, but the reason why I'm not going to do that is because it takes twice as long to upload, twice as long to rip into a file to upload, and I'm just going to rip it in 1080p, and even though it was recorded in 4K, it won't upload in 4K, but the picture quality will be better. And I also have the picture quality on standard because I would need a larger memory card, which I don't have, to have the highest, best quality. So make do with what we have, and I wish this had a better zoom and everything, because there's a little sliver moon just above the treetops at the end of the road. It looks really cool in person. I'm sure you didn't see a damn thing. So I'm going to do a absolutely nothing special walk tonight. I am going to do selfie streaming because that always comes out pretty good regardless of settings. But the 4K video quality allows for better focusing, better, more stable photo. So we'll see what the results are. So I've been running into issues with the YouTube music police lately. And we have another water jug in the trash here. So I'm going to hit this on the way back and pick that up. And definitely that's a prized pickup on trash night. It should still be there on the way back. I'm doing a 5-miler tonight. Nothing special route. One, if you watch this, you've seen many times probably. So I'm going to turn the camera around. Say hello to everybody. Hi. So, well, the first thing I'm going to start this off with is my, it looks like Elon Musk is done with Doge. He's pulling out of being a government person, but the Doge team is still there. As Elon Musk is removing himself to focus on his companies. So that's fine. Sometimes that guy gets a little flaky. So I like Elon Musk, but I'm not a huge fan. You know, he contributes a lot to things he cares about. And he certainly did a lot to help get Trump elected, so that was very good. So, anyway, we thank him for that, as always. I wanted to go for another early morning walk this morning, but I just didn't feel like it. And later in the day, so now it's late at night, I do feel like it. May do one tomorrow night too, or afternoon, depending on how things work out. Probably tomorrow evening. We're going to start getting rain overnight tomorrow night. And we are going to have rain all weekend, pretty much, until Sunday afternoon, where the sun's supposed to come out Sunday afternoon. Maybe we'll have enough time to pull out a range day later in the day than we want. And the reason why that may be an issue is somebody in the family that goes to range day is traveling. So might not work out time-wise. We'll see. Anyway, hopefully we get to go. I would hate to go shoot indoors, but that may be what we have to do. We'll see what happens. Anyway, hope everybody's having a beautiful week. Hope things are nice. And the International Trade Commission panel, judicial, halted Trump's tariffs. We all know they don't have the authority to do that. That is just some more activism on behalf of the EU, basically. And it's not going to work. In fact, by the end of the day yesterday, an appeals court issued a temporary stay on that order, and it's going to go to the Supreme Court. So Trump's tariffs are still on, and there is an act that was passed by Congress giving presidents the authority to do tariffs. So he's within his authority to do that. So this is just judicial activism at this point, a judicial coup, as it were. So we'll just have to deal with it. And we said before he was sworn in that we are going to see lawfare against him like we've not seen yet. I guess I wasn't kidding, was I? No joke, right? As we have my Trump is innocent shirt I'm wearing. Liberals hate this shirt. I wear this in public sometimes, and the looks I get, oh. So we'll do like those spooky ghost faces when you were a kid. Oh! Well, I don't see any eyeballs looking at me tonight. Got a car coming. I'll come off the side of the road here, off to the side on the walkway. Looks like they fixed this broken sign. There's a sign here that got snapped off by something. I got the 2 bolts on the bottom. It's designed to break away if it gets hit. And that's what happened. I don't see any eyeballs looking back at us out in the woods. That's good. Anyway, though, turn the camera around this way so you could see exactly how dark it is walking through this part right here. The street light's been burnt out for almost 2 years. Kind of a warm summer night tonight, sort of. I am wearing a long sleeve, as you've noticed. Do I really need to wear one tonight? No. There's no wind at all. Humidity level is up, but it is in the 50s. So I'm going to wait for the apples to come out on that tree. And we'll see some animals when the apples start falling off. They will start eating the apples. And I'm going to have to mow the lawn tomorrow before it rains. I really don't want to. But I know I'm going to have to, or it'll be too long. So there's been times like last year where I would go for my walk and then mow it when I got back. I might do something like that. We'll see. You can hear crickets. Not much else. Ooh, I got a rain right here I stepped in. Didn't see that. Don't like the rain ruts. Alright, I can turn the flashlight off, I think. Well, not yet. I'm going to turn the camera around now. Got these nasty rain ruts on the side. Car going by. Oh, look at that. 3 really nice jugs. I wonder if I could make my walk to come back this way so I can pick those up. I think I might actually do that tonight. I think what I'll do is I'll get to 2.5 miles and then I'll turn around and come back the same way so I can grab all these jugs. So those are perfect jugs to shoot. That with that 4-gallon water jug, that will be 4 really good jugs, and I have to pick those up. I'm not leaving those there. So we'll do a 2.5 and then turn around and come back. Do another 2.5. I'll have my 5 miles in and we'll have the 4 really big jugs. How awesome is that? So I was going to go straight up the hill, but I'm going to hang a left. And that'll be a good way to do it tonight. Works for me. Nice gentle breeze. We'll hang a left down this way. Well, that's nice. I was hoping to find some jugs to shoot tonight, and it looks like we have. So right now, a problem that the Republicans are having is the rhinos. The Republicans in name only in the Senate. They're always a problem. And they're going to make Trump's passing his bill, his big beautiful bill, they're going to turn it into a major hassle. And this is typical for Republican senators who have been there for way too long. They don't like Trump because he upset their establishment apple cart. And the thing is with that is Trump and Doge have been cutting off all their slush funds, been cutting off funding of NGOs that their spouses are making money off. They're not happy about it. But they're going to have to be very careful because they still have to get elected. And a lot of people are going to get very angry with them, including myself. Getting tired of these Republican rhinos snatching defeat out of the jaws of victory. And you see the Democrats, they had similar issues, but for different reasons. So their problem is they have too many that are far left extremists now. Neo-Marxist, basically communist. Might as well just say it, right? So that's the trouble that they're in right now. And Republicans are doing a lot of infighting, squabbling. They like to knee-jerk and go on the media and immediately say, I'm not voting for this, without seeing all the details in it. And it's like a lot of them don't understand that there's tax cuts in it as well, and government waste cuts. So They're so used to business as usual, they're behaving like business as usual. And they're going to end up seeing the details that's in it, because people are going to be talking to them about that. And they're going to understand that these tariffs are going to pay for a lot of what they're afraid of cutting. So basically the United States has to do this. We can't afford to keep going like we've been going, and to have Republicans now doing what they're doing, completely unacceptable. The American public is behind Trump on this. Republican Party needs to acknowledge that it is now the MAHA party. It's not the grand old party of old. It's evolved, it's changed, and these old people need to get the hell out of the way. So what I mean by old people is these Republicans that have been there 15, 20, 30 years, 40 years. They should get a clue, because right now Mitch McConnell could not get elected dog catcher. He's finally retiring for health reasons, if you can believe that. Should have retired just for the sake of being there too long. Chuck Schumer too. Chuck Schumer needs to go. He needs to go away. So, there we go. Sorry about that, folks. We'll walk another mile up this way, and then I'll turn around. We'll be at 2.5 miles. If I had known which end those jugs were on this route, I would have started the other end of the route first and came back this way. But usually I find jugs going the other way. So I outsmarted myself. Hate it when that happens. I really hate it when I outsmart myself. But it is a nice night for a walk. I have to keep my voice down. Kind of a quiet neighborhood. It is late. Kind of a nice night. Boy, it sure is quiet walking at night. Late night. That's nice. Right down here. So I don't have too much to add on what's going on in DC and with Trump right now. You get all this judicial bullshit going on, and it's really seriously annoying. It's delaying his agenda, which is the intended purpose of it. That's the intended purpose. That's nice. Hi, you are currently being recorded. Well, so are you. Car coming up behind us. Cross over this way. So as always, the whole purpose of my walking is exercise. It's the only purpose. Get to talk about some things while I'm exercising, which is okay also. I used to walk without recording, and it's much better talking while walking. If there was somebody to walk with, that would be good, but the thing is with that is there's very few people that would consistently, and also I don't walk at the same times of day all the time, and I don't walk every day, so you can't really schedule anything. So it's just better to just get out and do your damn thing. Which is fine. Now, tonight we're going to have some jugs. The other thing is I kind of wish I had the head cam on tonight, because on the way back I'm going to have to pick up jugs and my hands will be full. So Don't know what to do about that. I'm going to try to rig the camera in the neck of my shirt somehow. That should be interesting. The stability thing could handle that. It could handle that if it was daytime. But it's not daytime. I'll try to figure something out. I really want those jugs though. So I hope the solution isn't going to be turning the camera off and not recording the rest of the walk so I could carry those. But if that happens, don't hold it against me. Pew pew jugs are pew pew jugs. You know what I'm saying? Another half mile up this way. Then I'll turn around, come back this way. I'm going to be passing the American flag that I salute. And you can see how far away this camera makes things look. I'm across the street. It looks like it's miles away. And that's the only way I can get a watchable picture. Some little froggies being froggy. I think this might work. We'll see. Right now I have the camera in the neck of my shirt and I'm not holding it. So this will be a test. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I gots to get those jugs. I gots to get those jugs. Well, 2.5 miles might line up to the base of that hill up ahead. It's a rather steep hill, but the problem is it's not 2.5 miles back. So I will have to turn around and backtrack to make sure I get 5 miles. So we'll do that. We'll be okay, man. We'll be okay. So you never know what you're going to run into when you go out walking. You know, like I said, pew-pew jugs are pew-pew jugs. Now you can just wait until you accumulate enough to shoot yourself with, to shoot for yourself when you have your own empty milk jugs and laundry soaps, and well, you can get some a lot quicker picking them up from what other people are throwing away. Plus, shoot cycling is good for the environment. So we already shot up that last huge batch I picked up on a walk last week. We shot those up. Those were fun. Nice little water fountain. And my shirt is stuck to me. All sweaty. It's definitely humid tonight. Not like you guys get down south by any means. Well, more than what we usually get. And we are going to have some very hot, humid summer nights coming up. And a night like tonight, I'll be begging for it about a month from now. A gentle breeze. So I got to talk about walking for a minute. Some things you need to know if you're really going to get into walking every day. Casual walk for exercise, probably don't have to worry about it. But I have seen some people online that weight themselves down with 20 pounds, walking 9 to 10 miles. And they're walking quite often, which is good. But at the same time, you do reach a certain limit where you're not really adding any benefit. Now, if you're going to be walking a marathon, 40, 50 mile marathon or something, walking, it's good training. But if you're not, you're just wearing out your joints for nothing. And maybe you don't want to add. So you've got 2.5 miles right here. So I'm crossing the street. We're going to walk back the way we came. So, I mean, if you want to add leg muscle and stuff like that, that's fine. But for cardio workout, there's a limit that your body optimizes at, I guess I want to say. I've talked about this before. If you're going to walk every day, it's better to set a weekly goal rather than trying to walk the longest every walk you go on, because it is going to catch up with you in different ways, which a lot of these people don't know about yet, but they will. Calluses in between your toes. Also, your foot size will change. My foot size is almost a quarter bigger than before I started walking. So it's like with everything else, you exercise your body changes and adapts to it. So my feet actually got a little bit bigger. Some of my shoes that I've owned for a long time, my toes are tight in the toe cap, and they didn't used to be. So either the shoe shrunk or my foot grew, and I believe my feet grew a little bit longer because they're doing a lot of walking. So those are things to keep in mind. And that goes with anything. That goes, people that go shooting a lot, they'll start having trigger finger problems, joint issues, fatigue, swelling, tenderness. So there is a point where you're exceeding your bodily limits. So while it looks good on social media, yeah, I walked 10 miles today with 20 pounds on my back. I do this every day. Well, those posts are going to dry up. And I'm just speaking from experience. That's going to get old with them quick. They're going to cut down the weights. They're going to make a post and say, well, I've cut down carrying the weights because my ankle started getting sore, or my heel started to hurt, having tendon issues in my heel. So, and again, a lot of it depends on what you're wearing for shoes to walk in. That's the most important thing. So I have shoes that are absolutely comfortable around the house. They're comfortable to work in, but they're not good for walking in long distance. So the ones I'm wearing now are Skechers Sports. They're not expensive, and they're the best walking shoes I've had yet, I think, besides the other Skechers I had. They fit my feet properly. They have a very stiff insole that when you first get them, you have to walk quite a few miles to break them in. But then they mold around your foot. They're very comfortable, and they have just the right amount of give. They're not too spongy. The worst thing to walk in is soft, spongy shoes that feel like you're walking on water balloons. Most hiking shoes are pretty good. I have a pair of Keen hiking shoes. They are so damn comfortable. They're waterproof. And I also have some Wearalls. They're very comfortable. Probably the most comfortable hiking boot. So I have ones that are low top, and I have a pair that are high top.